Yo, Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honor unto the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Shalom. Yeah, man, we back at it again. When I say we, I mean like, the nation of Jacob, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos, right? And I was thinking about this before I came here, right? I was thinking about the Jacob descendants and stuff like that, that we basically don't have a standing army. The so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos don't have a standing army if you think about it, right? Why? Because we actually been occupied since like 1492, 1619. You know what I'm saying? We've been schooled, watered, fed, policed, clothed, housed, and basically like cattle, right? I was thinking about it, and funny enough, there's a scripture actually talking about it, because Ezra was then talking about it too, right? So let me read that. This is the book of Second Ezra chapter, 3, verse 27, right? And so thou gavest thy city over into the hands of thine enemies. Which city was that? The city of Jacob. The city of the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos, which are the Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, right? Because if you read the curses, you're going to find out that the curses fall only under the Jacob descendants, right? And you might have heathen nations that be going through some things and stuff like that, but the scripture says, according to Deuteronomy 7 and 6, that the Lord is only dealing with the Jacob descendants, right? So verse 28, 2nd Ezra 3:28. Are their deeds then any better than inhabit Babylon? That they should therefore have dominion over Zion, because they do have dominion over Zion, man. Like I just gave the examples of all the facts. School us, water us, feed us, house us, clothe us, you know what I'm saying? But don't have a standing army, stuff like that, right? Verse 29. But when I came thither and had seen impieties without number, impieties meaning disrespect for holy things. So Ezra's walking around upon the planet Earth, in this case, walking around the people in Babylon and stuff like that. Walking around in the people in Babylon and stuff like that. So he was walking around and he saw hither and thither, right? But when I came thither and had seen impieties without number, then my soul saw many evildoers in this 13th year, so that my heart filled me. So he was walking around among the heathen for 13 years, and he saw a lot of impieties and stuff like that, disrespectfulness unto holy things. And in the scriptures it says revile not the gods, meaning the angels, and revile not the high priest. But those things the Babylonians was doing, right? And the modern day Babylonians, Edomites, they're doing the same thing right now. I mean, look at all the cartoons and movies and stuff like that. We know that Caesar Borgia is fake, but still they mocking Caesar Borgia, man. You know? They're mocking him, and they're making fun of him too. You know? For example, they celebrate flying reindeers. Meanwhile, they know that it doesn't exist, but they say, oh, it's so-called birth of that little dude over there, which is not the truth, because the Lord, which is mentioned in the scriptures, is not born in no damn winter solstice and all that type of nonsense. He was actually born in the spring, you know? In the spring he was born, right? Which is around March, right? Now going on. Now it says here, verse 27. So 2nd Ezra 3:27. When I came thither and had seen impieties without number, then my soul saw many evildoers in this 13 years, so that my heart filled me. For when I see how thou sufferest them sinning, and hast spared wicked doers, and hast destroyed thy people, and has preserved thine enemies, and has not sanctified it. And guess what? It's actually being set up to where you would have these heathens actually being more prosperous. I got this new screen, right? That shit is messing with my eyes, man. That's why these new phones ain't good, man. That thing is literally messing with my eyes, man. I can see good, but it's too clear or something like that, man. Like, what the hell? Anyway, that thing ain't good for your eyes, man. But anyway, let me go on out. Let me make it a little bit lighter. Maybe that's the case. I think that's it. Right, so it says Second Ezra chapter 3 verse, oh yeah, the rest of I read 30 already. It speaks about that, the Most High is sparing the wicked doers, man. And he's not sparing Jacob at all. As soon as the Jacob descendants make a mistake, they go right into captivity, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High, let me get that real quick. He chastens the ones that he loved. So, therefore, the Jacob descendants, they get punished very quick. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 11. My son, despise not the chastising of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he corrected, even as a father the son in whom he delighted. So the Most High is checking us, man. You know what I'm saying? As soon as we make a mistake, the Jacob descendants get checked just like that. Right? Because he doesn't want us to actually go above, let our sins, let our iniquities reach unto heaven, even though it did. But it's not going to be as worse as the heathen nations. And that's why once the Heavenly Father gives out that power onto the Jacob descendants, the authority, according to the book of Revelation chapter 2, let me get there real quick. Now this is Revelation chapter 2 verse 26. It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. That doesn't sound like no equality to me, because that sounds like we're going to get power over the nations, man. And you might think it's far-fetched, but think about it. They got power over us right now. And I'm going to read about it also in the book of 2 Ezra chapter 3. They have power over us right now. You know what I'm saying? For example, can you just build houses anywhere? Let's say in the forest. You just go in the forest and just want to build a house off of your own money and stuff like that. They don't want that. They're going to want you to have a permit. You can't even fish without their consent in their countries and stuff like that. Meanwhile, when they go to our countries, they fish in the whole fucking ocean empty. And when you want to fish here, feed yourself or something like that, or go hunting, maybe you want to eat deer or something, I don't know. Well, you need a permit. That means that you need to pay them in order to actually feed yourself. Let that sink in. Because in order to feed yourself, right, you need a permit so that you can hunt. But let's say you don't go hunting. Well, you still got to pay them, right? So we're still being owned, right? So it says here, verse 27, Revelation 2:27, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So that's the blessing that we're going to get from the Heavenly Father, man. He's going to give the Jacob descendants his blessing. According to the book of Zechariah chapter 2, verse, I think it was 8. Yeah, 8. For thus saith Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, after the glory had he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. So these nations been spoiling us, man. They're making money off of us right now. You know what I'm saying? They've been spoiling us. Look at all the industries and stuff like that, like the so-called music industry. You always see and heard that they mess over them jakes with them funky ass contracts, man. Fancy looking contracts. I was just listening to Spice One the other day in an interview. I think it was on Flat TV or something like that, and he said he was making money, more money right now than when he was young and when he was signed to a label. That's because they're cutting into your check, man. They front you some money, and after that they put you in debt. Now you gotta work to get out of debt. Meanwhile, everybody think you balling because you signed to a record label. That's why you need a lawyer when you go and sign them contracts, man. Because they're gonna sweet talk you, man. You know what I'm saying? The record label companies is like a guy with a fast talking tongue could talk the panties off of the girls. Before they know it, they pregnant, man. They was like, I don't know what happened. He talked too smooth, and now she don't even like you. But you talk the panties off of her because you slick. But the girl doesn't even like you. You know what I'm saying? You was just too quick. And that's exactly how them record labels be pulling on your pants and no Vaseline up on that ass, man. Ice Cube style. Right? So it says the rest of Zechariah 2:8, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. So guess what? They spoiled us, right? They touched us. We're the apple of the Most High's eye. That's like your girl that you love really, really, really much getting beat up right in front of you. And some dude just do that. You're gonna go berserk on him, right? Well, in the eyes of the Most High, we deserve that beating. But Nowadays, he's waking the Jacob descendants up, so we wake it back up slowly but surely. You know what I'm saying? But only a few select of us is gonna wake up anyway. Because the rest of them, they're gonna just celebrate flying reindeers, and I'm just gonna laugh at them, and the Most High is gonna laugh at you too. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be a fun day. So going back to 2nd Ezra chapter 3 verse 31. I do not remember how this way be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion? Or is there any people that knoweth thee besides Israel? Or what generation had so beloved thy covenant as Jacob? No one. No one loved the covenant of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai like Jacob. You see, the Jacob descendants, you always have Jacob descendants in the midst of them that are trying to keep the laws to the best of their ability. You know what I'm saying? But the majority of our people are not going to keep them law, man. Matter of fact, some of them hate the law. They despise the law. That's what the Lord said also. Because the Lord said, he that despises me loveth death. So if you hate the Lord, you love death, man. You know, but you're not how you call that thing? You're not noticing it yet because the judgment has not been put upon you yet. But once that judgment comes, you're gonna duck and dodge and hide, and Most High still gonna give you that punishment, man. You know, and a lot of our people are gonna find out the hard way. You know, right? So it says 2nd Ezra chapter 3 verse 33, and yet their reward appeareth not, and their glory had no fruit. And their labor had no fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth and think not upon thy commandments. They're not thinking, but they flow in wealth and stuff like that, right? That's the same thing that Asaph said in the book of Psalms chapter 73. He said the same thing. He said, like, yo, check this out, man. So, wait, I'll get to that later. So, wait, let me get it right now, actually. Because he said this to the Most High. Because he was like a brute beast in front of the Most High by saying this. Now let me start here. Now this is the book of Psalms chapter 73 verse 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. They are corrupt. They speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Their laws walketh through the earth, man. They got laws all over the place. For example, I just said it, I'm gonna say it again. If you want to fish, you need a permit. That means you need to pay them in order to basically feed yourself. Let that sink in. If you want to sell something, right? Let's say you came upon some merchandise and stuff like that. It's all legit, you know what I'm saying? And then you just want to go out on the street and just sell stuff. But you know that you need a permit for that, man. You can't just sell stuff. There's only one day in the Netherlands where you can just sell stuff without them actually, asking a permit, which is the day of the so-called king. That's not a privilege. That's a robbery, man. When he celebrates his birthday, it's not his birthday, I think. I don't know, man. But when he celebrates it, that's the only day you can just basically go on the street and sell whatever you have without needing a permit. But all the other days beside that, you need a permit to sell stuff, man. It doesn't matter what you have. Whether you have fruit, and by the way, if you have fruit, you're gonna have to deal with some kind of hygiene type of agency or something like that, because they don't want you selling people food that is not actually laced with chemicals, which are these so-called pesticides, right? Because they say pesticides is for the insects. No, it's not. Pesticide is for the people, because you're the pest, right? So they feed you that. Yeah, there you have it again. We are occupied as a nation. Nation of Jacob, man. But like I said, there's always good news at the end of the tunnel in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because the Most High is waking up his men right about now, man. The men of the Lord, and you have the rest of his people. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have the elect, and you're gonna have the men of the Lord waking up, breaking down scriptures, starting from the elder apostles on down, starting with the elder apostles on down in America. But like I said, you have not like I said, but as it is written, there's a lot of false prophets and false teachers going out about talking that chitter-chatter and persuading many people. But then again, Job 12 and 16 says that, hey, the deceived and the deceiver is his. So that's your own fault. But anyway, Psalm 73, and I'm gonna jump to 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. they increase in riches. And they do increase in riches, right? Because Ezra went through them and he was looking at them like, damn, well, damn. You know, and they are allowed to do this. Most I ain't jacking them up. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, going on. So it says Psalm 73 and 13, verily I've cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency. That's what he was thinking, because he was like, all the good that I'm doing, still we ain't actually benefiting off of it. The same thing as Ezra in the book of Ezra. Let me read that one again real quick, just to jumpstart your memory. Now, 2nd Ezra chapter 3, verse 33. And yet, let me start at 32. Or is there any people that knoweth thee beside Israel? Or what generation had so believed thy covenants as Jacob? And yet their reward appeared not, and their labor had no fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth, and think not upon thy commandments. So, they're not even thinking about the commandments of the Heavenly Father, and yet they're prosperous, right? That's what Ezra was saying. Well, the same thing Asaph was saying in the book of Psalms. Yeah, he said it. I'm going to read it again. Psalm 73 and 13. Verily I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency. For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning. If I say thus, if I say, I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. Because if you start talking like that, kind of negative, not kind of, you're talking negative about the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and actually doing good in having your hands in innocency and stuff like that. If you talk bad upon that, the new generation is gonna start thinking like, man, maybe I shouldn't be doing that then. Maybe I should be doing evil then. You know, that's what the new generation will start thinking if you start thinking. Because here it is, a wiser man, older man is talking down upon the scriptures and talking down upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So what are the younger ones gonna think? They're gonna think that it's a normal thing to do. So he said, if I say, thus, I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. Right, because you are going to offend against the generation of the children of Israel, because if you do that, then this is what you're going to do. Now, this is 1 Corinthians chapter, I think it was 8. 1 Corinthians chapter 8. I'm going to get the book. 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 11. And through thy knowledge shall the weak brother perish for whom Yahushua died. Verse 12. But when ye sin so against the brethren and wound their weak conscience, ye sin against Yahushua. Right? Because if you do things like that, you know, basically you're discouraging them from actually sticking to the scriptures. You're actually sinning against Yahushua. Right? I don't need to read the rest. I'm gonna go back to Psalm 73 and actually I wanted to read in the book, man. This is madness. Psalm 73 and 15. If I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then I understood their end. So once you start understanding Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you're gonna figure it out. That all the so-called blessings that they're having is actually a joke. Because the Most High said that, verse 18, surely thou didst set them in slippery places, thou cast them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terrors. Then they're gonna be afraid, man. They're gonna be utterly consumed with terrors, man. As a dream, when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. Because the Most High is going to despise their image, their mannerism, their idols and stuff like that. He already despises them now, but he's not doing anything. Because you know why? Because they're the whipping stick and the punishment tool put for the nation of Jacob, man. I'm going to give you an example of a fact, right? Now, this is the book of, let me read it in the book, man. If I have to get the Apocrypha, I'm gonna go up in the telephone, because then I don't have to have two books in my hand and stuff like that. But this is 1 Chronicles chapter 5, right? Verse so 1 Chronicles chapter 5 verse 18 until 26, but I'll jump around a little bit to get let you understand what it's talking about. Now it says here, First Chronicles chapter 5, verse 18. The sons of Reuben and the Gadites, and half the tribe of Manasseh, are valiant men able to bear buckler and sword, and to shoot with bow, and skillful in war, 4,003 score that went out to war. So it was time of war in the time of Reuben, Gad, and half tribe of Manasseh, right? And they were helped against them, and the Hagarites, which are the Ishmaelites, right, were delivered into their hand, and all that were with them. For they cried to Yahweh in battle, and he was entreated of them, because they put their trust in him. So let me jump to verse. Let me see, 25. So they beat them, right? Because they prayed to the Most High, and the Most High delivered them, right? So this is what they did afterward. Verse 27. And they transgressed against Yahweh, the power of their fathers, and went a-whoring after the gods of the people of the land, whom the Heavenly Father destroyed before them. So here it is. They just won a war against the Ishmaelites, right? And then they turn around and start worshiping their gods. But they won the war because they was actually praying to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai at that time while they was fighting. So they screamed, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, can you save us? And I say, help us and stuff like that. And he did. So they won that war. And then they turned around and threw Yahweh Bashem Yahushai on the side. And then they started worshiping the idols of Ishmael. Oh yeah, it's mentioned in verse 19 that, and they made war with the Hagarites, with Jetur and Nepish and Nodab, which are very weird names. But anyway, scriptures is always having, kind of weird pronounceable names. But anyway, they fought against the Ishmaelites. And if you read the book of, Genesis 25, verse 25, Genesis 25, verse 15. Well, I'll start at 12. Now these are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's handmaid, bare unto Abraham. And these are the names of the sons of Ishmael by their names according to their generations. The firstborn Ishmael, Nebajah, and Kedar, and Abdil, and Mibsha. I know they did that. So I had this dream, right? So wait, I had this dream, right? Today, I had a dream that I came standing in a place and somebody opened a source to let me smell something and stuff like that. And guess what I'm smelling right now? So I already know, man. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care. Let that be a curse unto them. You know what I'm saying? Their family, because the Lord said in the book of Matthew chapter 18 that if you offend one of these little ones for his name's sake, yeah, that do the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and you offend them. Cool cat, man. It's better that you wrap a millstone around your neck and throw yourself up in a lake. Not a lake, the ocean actually. Almost a bottomless pit. Void of light. That's how dark it is down there, you know what I'm saying? That's how thick the water is. But anyway, let me go on. Yeah, all right. Genesis chapter 25, and I think I was at 14. Yeah, 14. And Mishma and Duma and Masa, Hadar and Tima, Jetur, Napish, and Kedama. Sorry. Right. So there you can see that the First Chronicles chapter 5 verse 19 is talking about the Ishmaelites that we made war with at that time. You know what I'm saying? So let me jump now to First Chronicles chapter 5 verse 27. And they transgressed against Yahweh, the power of their father, and went a-whoring after the gods of the people of the land, who the Most High destroyed before them. And the Heavenly Father stirred up the spirit of Pul, king of Assyria, and the spirit of Tilgath-Pilneser, king of Assyria. And he carried them away, even the Reubenites and the Gadites, and half the tribe of Manasseh, right? And the half tribe of Manasseh. and brought them unto Halah and Habor and Harah, and to the river Gazon unto this day. So they made a little mistake, and they got their ass put back in captivity over there under the Assyrians, right? So Ezra is just asking himself, like, so all these things that these people are doing, these at that time it was the Babylonians, which are Cushites, by the way, but the modern day Babylonians are the Edomites, okay? And those are the ones basically that are actually ruling right now, you know what I'm saying, over the nation of Jacob. They have rulership in Zion, right? And Ezra is asking, like, so how come these people are allowed to do whatever they want to do, but as soon as we actually do something, all of a sudden, you know, we get put in captivity and stuff like that, get got, you know? That's what he was saying. So let me read that again. Now it says here, what was that? 73. Right, Psalm 73 I was, right? Let me see. Right, Psalm 73. And let me see. And oh yeah, consumed with terrors. Okay, Psalm 73 and 20. Right? So it says, as a dream when one awaketh, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. Thus my heart was grieved, and I was pricked in my reins, basically in his guts. He was in his, he was feeling it in his guts, right? In his reins, right? So it says, so foolish was I and ignorant, I was as a beast before thee. Because he found out when it says, like in verse, let me see, 17, he said, until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then I understood their end. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places, thou castest them down into destruction. So that's when he found out, like, oh, so wait a minute, the latter end of them is utter destruction. So they're doing good right now, they're doing bad, you know what I'm saying? So you be thinking like, oh, so they're doing good right now, right? Meanwhile, we're keeping the laws. Yahweh Bashem Yahashai, we pray into Yahweh Bashem Yahashai and all that there. And basically the blessings is not coming upon us. We're actually not participating in it. But that's because the Lord is actually jacking us up right now. But once the time comes, he's gonna be jacking them up. And that's gonna be a fun day. We're gonna have a feast day up on that. Right? So it says here, verse 22, Psalm 73, verse 22. So foolish was I and ignorant, I was as a beast before thee. Nevertheless, I am continually with thee. Thou hast holden me by my right hand. Thou shalt guide me with thy counsel, and afterward receive me to glory. So that's what we actually waiting for. We're waiting to be received to glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Why? What else do you have to do upon this planet Earth? And plus, that's the blessing of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, meaning to see the fall of thine enemies, which is mentioned in the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 7 on down. Verse 7 on down. You know, so now going back to where was I again? Second Ezra. Now this is Second Ezra chapter 3, verse. Second Ezra chapter 3, verse 33. It says, and yet their reward appeareth not, and their labor had no fruit. Because that's what our people are thinking. That's why a lot of our people, they go sell their souls, man. And trying to get up in the rap business or industry or something like that. They sell their souls trying to have a little bit of pie, you know what I'm saying? Trying to have a little bit of money in this fake ass world. So they go out and do crazy stuff, man. They join fraternities and stuff like that. They got them rings, you know, with, how you call those stupid things? They got Masonic, Freemasonic rings and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So they join those type of fraternities. And you know you got to do a lot of stupid stuff once you're up in that business over there, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be bending over, or whether it be eating on babies, whether it be just drinking blood or whatever, you know, sipping on, what you call those things again? What you say? Well, what was I saying again? Shit. Whether it be drinking some period blood or something like that, all these type of things. That's what they have to do when they go up in those type of businesses, man. You know? In those type of fraternities, you know, humiliation rituals and all those type of things that they have to do in order to be so-called big up in this world, man, trying to get that fame. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a few Jacob descendants that are actually doing good. They got their own businesses and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't selling their souls, man. Just because you, hey, how you doing? Just because you're so-called successful in this world doesn't mean you're selling your soul. But once you're up in that TV world, man, you gotta. I start doubting you, man. You know, you do have a, you got some for people on YouTube and stuff like that making their own little bit money. But then you see them at the all white clothing parties and stuff like that with the elites and the billionaires, and you already know, like, yo, they're popping you, man. You know, you got some hardcore gangster thug niggas. They be killing people and stuff like that. You see him in another man's lap, sitting, like he's his girlfriend or some shit like that, and he's supposed to be from the hood, chilling with a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, bunch of fruity little people, you know, bunch of too much sugar in they, they drink with the pinky up in the air, sip like that, sip it like they're a bird. I didn't even see that shit, man. I just looked up. And guess what I saw? I saw a flag. You should know what flag I'm talking about. Oh, that's funny. I was imitating them too. Anyway, so 2 Esdras chapter 3, verse 33. And yet their reward appeared not, and their labor had no fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth and think not upon thy commandments. They don't do that because they worship Satan. That's why you have a lot of people waking up to Disney. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that Disney is so-called for the kids, right? Disney is not for the kids, man. Disney is not for grown-ups neither. Disney is strictly for Satan worshippers. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when you look at Disney, right, what do you see? Well, you got this cartoon called Lion King in Disney, right? What's the first thing that happens? They traumatize the children. They kill the characters, man. That's some hell. You got grown men looking at that thing, crying. Lion King is not for kids, man. That thing is some satanic stuff to traumatize children into losing parents and stuff like that, and teaching them about, a lot of crazy stuff like envy and jealousy, murder because you actually want something that you don't got, fighting for a kingdom and stuff like that. That's what you get from watching Disney. You get traumatized, man. They always kill off characters, and this for the little kids and stuff like that. Didn't they kill Mufasa? Didn't they kill him? Is that for children? Didn't they kill Bambi? Bambi's mother? Here it is, little cute deer running around in the forest and stuff like that. All of a sudden, they decide that they're gonna kill the mother, and that's a cartoon for kids. What about the Little Red Riding Hood? Another murderous type of thing over there. He killed the mother. Now let me see, another murderous cartoon is Hans and Gretel. That's a cannibalistic cartoon, man. Think about it. That's a female in the forest, a witch, eating on babies. Ain't that something like they do in the elites? Ain't that some Hillary Clinton type thing? Ain't that some Jeffrey Epstein type thing? But they put that in the cartoons. I had another one, Snow White, another witch. So they have all these witches in their cartoons and stuff like that. These things are not for children, man. They're not for grown-ups neither. They're for people that believe in Satan. But it's all masquerade with pretty colors and all singing and shit. That's why I always hated them singing things of Walt Disney, because it's probably backmasked, man. That's why I know I hate it right now. Actually, I think I never actually tried to backmask that thing. I ain't got no time for that. So you backmask this. What you gonna do about it? You ain't gonna do shit. So you know that the 9/11 was an inside job. What you gonna do about it? You ain't gonna do nothing, man. What you gonna do is keep on talking while the elites make moves. But you keep on talking, you stuck on stupid. That's why we ain't out here to stop you. We're out here to tell the nation of Jacob, like, hey, don't participate with their wickedness according to the book of Micah chapter 2 and 10. Let me get that real quick. Now, this is Micah chapter 2 verse 10, right? Right, so don't be following after their nonsense, right? Micah 2 and 10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. If a man walking in the spirit and falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of this people, because the Jacob descendants are stupid as hell. You know what I'm saying? They're stupid as hell. They're just gonna follow prosperity prophets and all that doctrines and stuff like that. Meanwhile, ain't none of you doing good. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually, mentally, right? I would always say this, right? If I have to like live good and 10 of my people ain't living good, then I don't want that shit, man. I'm not rubbing elbows with no Bill Gates just because it's a fun thing to do for me. What about the rest? What about the rest of the Jacob descendants? Yeah? Then if they can't join, then I don't want it. No, I don't want it. Right? On the selfish type tip. Or you could do this. I'm still not gonna do it, but I'm just giving you an example because you have some of our people that actually are doing good and they are in a position to help other Jacob descendants. So I'm not knocking that. You know? But I was just giving one example of a fact, you know? But anyway, back to 2nd Ezra, chapter 2, verse 34. Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and theirs also that dwell on the earth, in the world. Okay, let me read it again. Weigh now therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and theirs also that dwell in the world. And so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Jacob, but in Israel. Because only the Jacob descendants are the only ones that actually really going to think about Jehovah Bashem Yahshai, when it's actually not even cool to be thinking about Jehovah Bashem Yahshai. You know what I'm saying? Seek ye the Lord while he may yet be found. So, we're seeking him now when it's not cool to actually seek for the Lord. There's a lot of people be looking at you like, oh, he a nerd. He reading books. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people be friendly with you and stuff like that. They don't know the actual context that you're coming up in. But like I said, well, like Yahushua said, be therefore wise as serpent and harmless as dove, but I send you in the midst of wolves and stuff like that. So I'm cunning, man. Yahweh I'll be on a cunning type tip, man. Anyway, going on though, it says here, well, when was it that they which dwell on the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have so kept thy commandments? Thou shalt find that Israel by name had kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. The only ones that are keeping the precepts upon precepts, line upon line, here a little, there a little, all the Jacob descendants, man. Because they're going to figure it out. Because the Most High is going to wake them up. All of a sudden, they're going to catch breath. You know, the breath of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, according to the book of Ezekiel chapter 37. They're going to catch wind, man. They're going to catch that breath. They're going to start eating that spiritual food. They're going to get filled. You know what I'm saying? They're going to buff up. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to be bone thugs and harmony no more. They're going to have flesh upon them, sinews, and then the skin. And after that, the Most High is going to lace us with water. And then we're going to know this truth, man. And from there on, we grow. All right? What was it again? Apollo with Paul giveth and Apollo with water or something like that. And the Most High giveth the increase. So it's going to be a process, man. This brother is going to break down scriptures like this. And the other brother is going to break down scriptures like that. And of course, you have a lot of them. First Corinthians chapter 12. You got a lot of us all spread out, you know what I'm saying? So this brother gives this fact of a chapter, for example, and the other brother gives another fact of the same chapter. You know what I'm saying? This from the same spirit it comes, but different minds. You know what I'm saying? Different minds of the individual Jacob descendants themselves, but all through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right, so I think I'm done with that. 2nd Ezra chapter 3. Now, what was I saying? Yeah, I think it was 1 Corinthians something. 1 Corinthians chapter 2. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, right? It says, First Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. It says, right? Like I said, I had the dream already, man. So I already know what to expect. was thinking about it already. First Corinthians chapter 2 verse 9. It says, "But as it is written, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man, the things which Yahweh had prepared for them that love him." So, eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard what the Heavenly Father has prepared for the Jacob descendants, for the ones that actually wait until the time comes. And that time will come, man, because we at their end right now. You know what I'm saying? These is the ends of the heathen nations, man, their rule. I just gave the example that, Ezra went around and looked at all of them for 11 years. It was actually in the 11th year. He was walking around in the midst of Babylon, looking at the wickedness of the Cushites at that time, and still they had rulership and dominion over Zion, man. Well, Esau is doing the same thing right about now. All the wickedness that they doing, you know what I'm saying, the kiddie traffic and stuff like that, they're eating babies. Everybody knows about these things, man. Everybody that knows about Hollyweird, they all know that they're doing some freaky satanic stuff behind the scenes and all that there. But guess what? They still buying their movies. They're still going to the theaters and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They're still playing their music. They're going to their concerts, playing their music and stuff like that, I would never go to a concert. That's not my style. I'm not that stupid. I'm not smart, but I'm not that stupid, I'll tell you that. Spend like 50 euros for a stupid concert ticket. Are you crazy? Are you crazy, man? Why would you do that to yourself? Right? Now, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 16, verse 11, if I'm correct. Let me see something. Psalm 16:11. I start at 10. No, I start at 11. "Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures evermore." So, let me read that again. So it says here, "Thou wilt show me the path of life," which is what he's showing us right now. Praying for that also. "In thy presence is fullness of joy." So once the Most High is with us, we're going to have that fullness of joy there, because we don't have the fullness of joy right now. Sometimes you're waking up, you're asking yourself, like, so is this life? Is this living? Pac had a song like, something with the, "Is this living?" Something like that. I forgot the song on it, but I need to go listen to it again. But, oh yeah, he said, "This ain't living," So that's that song. Anyway, it says, "At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore." So, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard the pleasures that the Most High has for the nation of Jacob, man, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Indianos. Once he gonna give us their power, once he gonna give us their blessing, which is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1 until verse 14, then we're gonna actually have pleasures evermore, because we're gonna enjoy the right hand of the Most High, because now Esau is enjoying the left hand of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That's why he needs to keep on doing them sacrifices, them blood sacrifices, in order to keep his society afloat. And Esau could actually prolong his society, but he's the one that actually making all the food and all that, the rent are more expensive, because he's putting the pressure on the people. He's the one putting the pressure on the people, man. But then again, it's the Most High working on the minds of the kings of the earth. Right? Just like how he twitched up Pharaoh and twitched him like a pretzel, he couldn't even fight back. That's the same way that their government is actually being twisted up right about now. You know what I'm saying? That's why stuff is so expensive. Ask yourself, why is the rent getting higher every year? They're raising it with like 6% or something like that. Nobody wants that. Nobody in their right mind wants that. But this shows you that their so-called democracy is not powerful enough for them to stop it. They can't. Like I said, go ask the people, right? Hey, so they raise the rent every June, right? I think it's July. Every July they raise the rent, like, with a certain percentage countrywide. Okay, cool cat. So why don't you go demonstrate? It's democracy, right? Why don't you go demonstrate, protest on the street, talking about, I don't want you raising the rent. How about that? That's not gonna happen. Why? Because the people don't have that type of power over the government. It's the government that have the type of power over the people, and they don't even notice it. And they don't care. If you talk about it, they're gonna be like, yeah, yeah, come on, people, right? But they ain't gonna do nothing about it. How about stopping a whole day full of work? They're not gonna do that because a lot of people thinking about their money. And you know what the thing is? This is a whole society of walking around, following after another. That's what I mean. Walking around, following after another. If a big bulk of the people basically stop and start, fight for their own rights, then maybe the rest is gonna follow. But are you gonna get that big bulk of people to actually do what you want them to do? You know, that's why the elites have control over the celebrities, man. The more people you are able to influence and sell a product, or ad, put it in your video and stuff like that, and you got like 1,000 people watching you. That's a lot of income for them people, because one of the 1,000, sorry, you got like 10,000 people watching. I said 1,000. You got like 10,000 people watching you, right? Well, check this out, man. Well, at least a minimum of 500 of those 10,000 plus people that's watching, they're gonna buy them products, man, that you flash around on the camera and stuff like that. They're gonna buy them products. They're gonna be like, oh, I needed that. Yeah, that's great. And then you tell them like, yo, man, just put my initials or something like that, my name, whatever, and then you get a coupon and you get like 10% off and stuff like that. You're still making bank. You got like 200,000 viewers and stuff like that at the same time. You'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's a lot of money, and that's why the elites want to control these people, man. Because it's all systematic. Psalm 64 shows you that they search out a diligent church in order for their wickedness to actually stand. And their wickedness got 2 feet right about now, standing 10 toes down. But the Most High is going to make their ground slippery. And the harder you stomp on a slippery ground, the quicker you fall, right? Well, Esau's stomping straight out of hell right about now, man. Straight out of hell up on earth. You know what I'm saying? Fuck Compton. Straight out of hell up on earth. Walking, running amok. Unstoppable, like the Hulk. And he's red, the red Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Not the green one. That's how Esau is ruling the earth right about now. Stomping, straight out of hell. Cashless society type. So let me read on. Now it says here, just Psalms chapter 16, verse 11. I already read that. But let me go to Isaiah 64 and 4. Now, Isaiah 64 and 4. It says, for since the beginning of the world, men have not heard nor perceived by the ear, neither had the eye seen, O Yahweh, beside thee, what he had prepared for him that waited for him. So that's why we're waiting, man. Esau got beautiful things up on deck, but let me give you an example what type of beautiful things he got on deck. For example, he's the one that went with a camera under the waters, Jacques Cousteau type and stuff like that, and he started to make actually these documentaries of underwater things. There's a hell of a forests over there under the waters, man. Crazy stacked up forests, man, with a lot of animals that you don't even understand how they work. I don't understand it either, but I mean, like, you got a lot of crazy stuff underneath the waters over there. But those are the beautiful things that Esau actually stacked it up. He's the one that said he's the one that showed us that. Ain't no Jake going in on the waters and swimming with the sharks and stuff like that. If a Jake does that, Esau do it, so you want to do it too. Ain't no Jake climbing no damn mountain. Why would you climb a mountain? Lose some fingers and stuff like that. Get the hell out of here, man. Ain't doing that. That's not for us. We're not climbing mountains. It's too cold. Why would I do that to myself? Right now I'm looking for scriptures. Right now, saints declare Now it says here in the book of Sirach, chapter 42, verse 17, it says, the Lord had not given power to the saints to declare all his marvelous works, which the Almighty Lord firmly settled, that whosoever is might be let me read it again, because I'm being distracted. Let me read it again. The book of Sirach, chapter 42, verse 17. The Lord had not given power to the saints to declare all his marvelous works, which the Almighty Lord firmly settled, that whatsoever is might be established for his glory. Yeah. So in the beginning it says that the Most High had not given power to the saints to declare all his marvelous works. So we don't have that power to actually, we don't have that power to actually declare, we don't have the power to actually declare all the marvelous works of the Most High. That's why he got people set up to do certain things, man. You know, he got Esau to go onto the sea and basically film there for us in order for us to actually sit back in our living room on a dry couch, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're standing or sitting, and you could just watch them doing their little tang and stuff like that. Be like, oh, I didn't know that. Wow, that's great. While eating your popcorn. And I don't eat popcorn, but I'm giving you an example. You know, you could just basically it's for your entertainment, right? All the marvelous works that the Heavenly Father created upon the planet Earth. It's for your entertainment, right? Right? Let the heathen nations do certain type of things. You know, let him climb the mountain and stuff like that. Go out there and film a bunch of how you call those things? Mountain goats and all that type of stuff. Let him film that. You know, he's doing his work. Yeah, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Right. That's exactly what we're doing. But we're going to be entertained in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai with the greatness thereof and his glory. You know what I'm saying? All we have to do is wait patiently for that time to come. And it's coming right about now, you know what I'm saying? Because the Jacob descendants are waking up bit by bit, piece by piece, one by one, even if it's one a day. You know what I'm saying? That's going to take 144,000 days, but it's still going to be done, especially in this lifetime. Because I talk to a lot of people and they say, like, is this going to happen in this lifetime? They don't have that faith. But anyway, let me go on. Now this is the book of, let me see. Isaiah 46 and 10. Now Isaiah 46 and 10, and also, let me see. Isaiah 46 and 10, right? Now it says here, Isaiah 46 and 10, it says here, declare the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasures. And in this case, he did all his pleasures. Well, if we read the chapter, he did all his pleasures through Cyrus, right? He did all his pleasures through Cyrus, which he made Cyrus actually fight for the nation of Jacob when he went against the Babylonians, you know. But anyway, I grabbed this scripture to show you about the pleasures of the Lord, that the Heavenly Father is going to actually make sure that the Jacob descendants are going to actually participate therein. Isaiah 46 and 10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasures. So the Most High is going to do all his pleasures, man. You know, and the Jacob descendants are the ones that are actually going to actually benefit off of it. You know, but for now, they're not benefiting off of it. Just like Ezra said, just like Asaph said, you know, but we're coming up into it. You know what I'm saying? We being greased up in it. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like a practice mode what we're doing right about now, man. Practice. Practice is perfect, right? With the practice, you become a skilled warrior. Now it says here, Isaiah chapter, let me see, 10 and 5. Let me double check if that is it. Now Isaiah 10 and 5 is, no, I don't need to read that. Isaiah 10 and... No, let me just read it. Isaiah 10 and 5, it says here, O Assyria, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. So the Most High is showing you that who is the staff of the Lord right about now. At this time, in Psalms chapter 10, it was the Assyrians, and they were the indignation of the Lord. They were the ones that the Lord stirred up. Let me read that again in 1 Chronicles chapter 5, right? Let me get that. First Chronicles chapter 5, verse. Got a lot of kids looking at me, man. Yeah, First Chronicles chapter 5, verse 25. Then they transgressed against the Lord, the power of their fathers, and went to whoring after the gods of the people of the land, whom the Heavenly Father destroyed before them. And the Most High stirred up the spirit of Pul, king of Assyria, and the spirit of Tilgath-Pilneser, king of Assyria, and he carried them away, even the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half tribe of Manasseh, and brought them into Halah and Habur and Harah, and to the river Gazon unto this day. So you're going to have certain of our people over there unto this day also, because they intermingle with the people of those lands and stuff like that. It's going back like 3,000 years ago. You know how Jake is, man. You know? Just like in the time of Ruth, you had the Jacob descendants go, Judah was it actually, went into the land of Moab, went down there, and then started to make children with the women over there. With Orpha, I think it was, and with Ruth, right? And those were two Moabites, man. Well, I'll get that later. But yeah, check this out. But it says here, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 5, O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. I will send him against the hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take to the spoil, and to take to the prey. Yeah, and to take the prey, and to tread down, and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. So that's what the Heavenly Father did unto the Jacob descendants. Let me read it again. Now it says here, I will send him against the hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil, and to take the prey, and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. And who was that at that time? That was the Jacob descendants. That was us. So what's Esau doing right now? He's doing the same thing. He's doing exactly the same thing. But guess what? The Assyrians still got punished for their deeds, even though it was the Most High that sent them to tell them, like, go get them Jacob descendants. Go get them. Well, it's the same thing with Esau right about now. Esau was sent by the Most High. The Most High told Esau, like, yeah, go get him. But after a while, they afflicted too much. They made it too how you call that thing? They was talking too loud, basically, but not that. That's not what I mean. They was doing too much. Yeah, that's what I mean. They was actually doing too much. And then the Most High was like, oh, so you want to afflict them even more than I told you to do. Extermination for you there, Esau. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story. But anyway, so it says here, verse 7. Howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so. But it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. So it's in the Most High's heart to cut off nations, but he's not going to cut off the nation of Jacob forever. He cut their water off for a short period of time, which is a few thousand years. Think about it. We haven't had a standing army in a few thousand years, the Jacob descendants. We don't have our own local place where we make bread for ourselves. We don't have our own housing facilities. Meanwhile, they got gated communities trying to keep you niggas out. You know what I'm saying? But our people don't have actually these type of gated communities and stuff like that. Why do you think they make gated communities? To keep you out. They keep them in. You know what I'm saying? It's all a battle, man. This world is not for equality. I'm gonna give you an example. So you got this guy calling himself the King of Holland, and another one calling himself the Queen of England, all that type of stuff. Can your children play with his children, or is there equality, or not? Yeah. Let that sink in. I'm gonna give you a chance to think. The answer is no. You're lying to yourself if you say that there is equality, because if a celebrity comes over here, he can do more. He can shut down this store over there, man. That shows you that there is no such thing as equality. It's the elites, they're teaching you that bullshit because they want you to, keep on walking as you're stupid. But if you're really smart, you're gonna find out like, hey, wait a minute, there is no equality. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. No shit, stupid. You found out. By the time you found out, you too late. Cause you got the average people just talking, and Esau be making moves, man. He got plans for 2030. You know what I'm saying? He got plans to chip people. What are the rest of the people doing upon the planet Earth? Our people are trying to get a record deal. Trying to get some pussy left and right, right and left. Not even knowing if it's your puss or not. Just somebody else's puss. Because these people are here borrowing and sharing. Sharing is caring, right? So it says here, Isaiah chapter 10, verse, 8. For he saith, are not the princes altogether kings? That is true. Is not Calno Carchemish? Is not Hamath as Arpad? Is not Syria as Damascus? As my hand, what? As my hand had found that kingdoms of idols. As my hand had found the kingdoms of idols, and whose graven images did excel them of Jerusalem and Samaria, because like I said, they got graven images, man. You know, they got those things, and they excel in it. Psalm 73 and Ezra chapter 3, the rest of the last few verses, right? Because they excel in their wickedness because they worship idols, man. That's why they're so prosperous, because the god of this world is Satan. That's why if you do a lot of wicked stuff in this world, you're gonna be put on top. Look how many of these murderers, hitmen, come on YouTube, and basically everybody's clinging to every word that they say. They love them. Meanwhile, on the street, they wreaking havoc, popping people left and right and stuff like that, right? But look at them now. They're balling off of that YouTube money. You know, making thousands a month, hundreds of thousands at that a month. So that's what's happening right about now. Everybody got that YouTube money, right? You know? But the Jacob descendants ain't doing no such thing, right? Because the Lord Yahushua said that, hey, make not my house make not my father's house a house of merchandise. So we ain't trying to get that money, man. You know what I'm saying? If you get that money through YouTube, don't do it off of the channels that you push the truth up on. Go make another channel separate from this truth, and yeah, then you do that. You know what I'm saying? You know, then you do that. But once it comes to the truth, you can't make money off of that, man. No ads, nothing. Because if you do that, you're just being wicked, and the Lord's gonna deal with you. Right? So Isaiah chapter 10, verse 12. Wherefore it shall come to pass that when Yahweh had performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria. You see? So he had a bold heart too, man. Because the Most High told him, like, yo, go check these Jacob descendants for me. Right? And he went overboard with it. That's the word that I was looking for before this. Now let me get that real quick, right? In the book of Zechariah, chapter 1, verse 15, if I'm correct. Let me double check it. Zechariah 1 and 15. It said, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercies. My house shall be built therein, which are the Jacob descendants, right? My house shall be built therein, saith the Lord of hosts, and a line shall be stretched forth upon Jerusalem, which represents the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos. Those people over there in Israel, those are fake Israelites. They're not the real Israelites. And if you say Jew, that's a lie, because there's actually 12 tribes, which consist of the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos. Ain't no Edomites part of the 12 tribes. Now you have Jacob descendants that look like Edomites. You know, that's because of the so-called interracial mixing thing and stuff like that our people are doing and stuff like that. That's why some of our people do look like them, but they're not them. They're ours, but they just look like them. Okay? If your father is a Jacob descendant, because if your mother is the Jacob descendant and your father is the Edomite, Matthew 13 is a great example of what's going to happen to you. You know, Matthew 13 and 36 on down, which is a scripture that you would well steer away from. You know what I'm saying? For your own mental health, for your own mental well-being, because you're not gonna like it. It's not gonna be a fun scripture to read, right? So it says here in the book of Lamentations, chapter 4. Right, Lamentation chapter 4. Wait a minute. Daniel, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Lamentation. Jeremiah. Yeah. Lamentation chapter 4, verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Esau is going to be exposed. All his little secrets is being exposed right now. You know what I'm saying? Because if you read the book of Psalms chapter 83, you're going to find out that the heathen nations actually know that we're the Israelites, and they're actually bound together in order to keep us bounded up on underneath their feet, basically. You know what I'm saying? And they've been doing a great job, because the children of this world, the children of darkness, are wiser than the children of light, which are the Israelites. Those are the ones that are supposed to know better, And we're waking up, so we're starting to know better, We know who we are. We're the true Jacob descendants of the Bible. So we're waking up slowly but surely, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is a beautiful thing. Because once you start waking up, you're going to start looking at the rest of the world like, hey, this is weird, man. I don't even understand why these people are like that. Right? Jacob descendants always want to go party. For what? Smoke drugs and shit like that. For what? What's the point? To be fun? Happy? They're not thinking of the latter end, man. They're not thinking of the world that they're living in, man. You're not supposed to be renting a house. You're supposed to own house, land, grow your own fruit, have your own water. Not go to the supermarket anymore talking about, can I come in? No, you need to put your mask on before you come inside. So they low-key trying to starve you to death. Think about it. Let that sink in, man. That's the same way that Esau lost his birthright. Starvation. Well, that's the same way that Esau is going to actually try to gain his birth. One of the ways that he's going to try to gain his birthright again, which is what? You're going to starve people to death, man. If you don't take that RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, if you don't take that chip in the near future, then you're not going to eat. That's how they're actually going to set up this world. In order for you to actually be able to actually buy stuff in the store, you're going to need to actually have a chip underneath your right arm, which is here, or in your forehead, man, which is behind your brain, basically a brain chip. If you don't have that, then you ain't eating. That's all you pray to Yahweh Bashem Yashai, according to Isaiah 65, that my servant shall eat and my servant shall drink. But you shall starve to death, and you shall die of thirst. Those are the people that don't believe in the Heavenly Father anyway. So bye-bye. You're gonna meet him. Since you don't believe in him, you're gonna meet him, because you're gonna starve to death. Meanwhile, the Jacob descendants, the beloved of the Lord, they're gonna actually eat fruit filled with water, juicy fruits and stuff like that, right? Like Juicy J, juicy juice. Anyway, damn, that was sorry about that, man. That was disgusting. But anyway, let me go on. Now it says that in Lamentation chapter 4, verse 21, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Edom. Sorry. He will no more carry thee away. Into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. The Most High is going to make sure that all the sins of Edom are going to get discovered, man. They're going to be exposed. They're going to be exposed, and they're being exposed right now. But not everybody's really talking about it. I mean, like, when's the last time you heard anybody talk about Jeffrey Epstein? They talk about R. Kelly all the time, but have you heard them talk about Hugh Hefner with Brooke Shields and stuff like that? What the fuck he was doing with them little kids and stuff like that? You ain't hearing nothing about that. But you do hear about the Jacob descendants, you know what I'm saying? Why? Jacob is the topic, and they're trying to pull you down. Isaiah in the Psalms chapter 50 explains to you that he slandered his own mother's son. That's what Esau's doing. Remember, Esau is actually our evil, wicked twin brother. You know? He's the evil twin brother that hates us so much that he can't stop. Let that sink in. You seen that movie with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? But if you check out that movie, you're gonna see that basically Jacob is Arnold, and Danny DeVito, that little slimy lawyer that was doing all kinds of wickedness and stuff like that, trying to get his money, fucking people over. That's Esau. That's the guy that actually is raping, robbing, and murdering the whole planet Earth, and just for gains, and also just for fun. You see, the Jacob descendants, what do? They murder each other for bitches, drugs, money, turf that they don't own. But what are they doing? Have you seen the ingredients of the food? That shit'll kill you. They just kill people for fun. And it's not even a direct death. It's more of a suffering, because here it is, you're getting all these crazy diseases, but you don't even know from where it comes. At least with a Jake, you see him, you see the threat, you be like, there go that nigga again. But with Esau, man, you're laughing in his face, he's laughing in yours with you. Well, he's laughing at you, but you're laughing with him. Eating that food, all of a sudden you get a heart attack. You know how many people die drinking that Monster drink? You know how many people die drinking that Red Bull? You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden got a heart attack, pop, drop dead. All these energy drinks, shit'll kill you. Look at all these drinks, their ingredients. You can't even pronounce the majority of the words in existence upon those ingredient labels. They got all fancy words, man. You know what a lot of them spell? Death, diseases, illnesses, crippling chronicle creation of various diseases that you don't even understand where they came from. They didn't exist 500 years ago. Because 500 years ago, he didn't have the technology to go up in a laboratorium and make some methamphetamine. Where the fuck did that come from? They make that shit in a laboratorium and then they give it to the public. And they're stupid enough to gobble it up. You know? Nobody asked themselves, where did meth come from? Where did fentanyl come from? Yep. They got that shit in a lab, fixing y'all up, lacing your ass. And if you think I'm faking it, type in CIA did LSD experiments on the people, unknowingly of course, putting it in their water. Just type that in Google. You can find videos about it on YouTube. CIA distributed LSD among the people. Now there was a time when LSD was legal and weed wasn't. Check that out too. I think it was in the 60s somewhere. LSD, man, that shit, man, that thing will bring demons on you, boy. You know what I'm saying? But where do all these things come from? Where do you think? Came from Esau, man. So it says here, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 12. Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord had performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks. So, just like in verse 5, let me read that again. Assyrian, the rod of mine anger and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. So guess what? Back in the days, the Assyrians were actually the punishing tool of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, just like in the book of Psalms chapter 17. Let me read that one again. Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So what are the wicked doing? They're punishing you, man. That's the sword of the Lord, right? Going on. From men which are thy hand, O Lord, men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. So what are our people doing? We leaving the rest of our substance for what? The IRS? And and how you call that? I don't know how you call it, but basically they leave we leave our children basically with debt. Because did you know that a burial costs like $20,000 and $10,000? I didn't know that shit. I never looked it up because I'm not interested in death, motherfuckers. But they want to make you pay 10,000 euros just to put your dead body in a hole in the ground. This shit don't make no sense. It don't make no damn sense. How is that even possible? Because you got to pay that amount of money just to bury your ass. That's why a lot of people be opting for burnage. You know? That was like, fuck it, burn it. And then once your body is in the dirt, you got to maintain it perpetually, or else they're gonna dig up your dead ass parents, and then they're gonna throw them in the furnace anyway. You know, that's what they're doing. But then, you know, but that's in the Edomite countries, because if you go to the other countries and stuff like that, they don't do that. You know. But anyway, back to Psalms, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 12. Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord hath performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and upon Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks. For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent. If you're so prudent, means to look toward the future with care. If the Edomites look toward the future with care, they would know not to put their head upon the apple of the Most High's eye. And so should have the Assyrians, the king of Assyria at that time. But he didn't. He's not prudent. He think he is. That's why he got jacked up so hard. They don't even know what nation they are right now. Even though they still call themselves the Assyria, you know, but they don't know which one they are. Are they Aram? Are they Ashur? The elites probably know. I don't know, man, because they're not telling you, you know. So it says here, the rest of it, 13. And I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. That's what the Lord did, and He's going to do it again. And this time He's going to use His elect, starting with the 144,000 Jacob, descendants of every 12 tribes, 12,000. Verse 14. And my hand had found as a nest the riches of the people. Yeah, because just like how you find a nest, right? The first thing that comes to your mind is like, oh yeah, I'm going to have me some pets, right? That's the first thing that comes to your mind, right? Right? But you're not supposed to be taking the parents, you're supposed to be taking the children. If you find like birds, like parrots and stuff like that, if you find them in the wild, you're only allowed to take the children, or else the Lord's going to kill you for that. Did you know that? Wait, let me get that real quick. Because the Lord has His way how to deal with pets. Speaking of one, little dude heard me. Let me see. It says that it says here, take the eggs, babies. Not the mother bird, not the mother board. What's this thing doing? Alright, Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 6. Now it says here, it says that, let me see. Sorry. It says, if a Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 6. If a bird's nest chance to be before thee in the way, in any tree, or on the ground, whether they be young ones or eggs, and the dam, which is the damsel, sitting upon the young, or upon the eggs, thou shalt not take the dam with the youngs, but thou shalt in any wise let the dam go, and take the young to thee, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days. So the Lord's gonna kill you if you do that, man. How many Bambi, right? What do? They kill the mother, and then they take the babies and stuff like that. But the Lord said you're not supposed to touch the mother. You're only supposed to grab the children and then get off with it and stuff like that, right? Because those are birds. But Bambi is a deer, of course. But anyway, that's still an example of a fact, because there's a lot of times they do that, right? Basically, they go to the forest and stuff like that, and they hunt the parents, shoot them, and then they take the kids and stuff like that. You're not allowed to do that. But the Most High ain't judging you like that. He ain't putting you to death. Why? Because the Most High is making the Edomites basically spare up their iniquity cards and stuff like that. You know, when you're playing cards, then you spare all the powerful cards, and at the end you smack them with all them cards and stuff like that. Then you get beat up, shook up. Like, oh shit, I didn't know. Yeah, that's what you get. Driving like a bunch of psychos. That's what you get. Anyway, so the Most High is actually waiting for them to actually spare up their iniquity cards, and once they actually pass that threshold, then he's gonna lay them down, because he's gonna actually lay down the laws upon Esau, and he's gonna destroy them, man. You know. So it says here, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 14. And my hand had found as a nest the riches of the people, and as one gathereth eggs that are left, have I gathered all the earth, and there was none that moved the wing, or opened the mouth, or peeped. And you can't do nothing once the Most High come down on you, man, with their hammer, with their full force, you know, with their full force. Verse 15, shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? Or shall the saw magnify himself against him that shaketh it? No. Right? As if the rod should take itself against them that lift it up. No, that can't neither, because it's a tool, and so are you. Right? Or as if the staff should lift up itself, as if it were no wood. Yeah, that you're not going to be doing anything, man. You're not going to be doing anything. That's why you can't fight Esau neither, because the Most High set him up like that. Everything Esau is doing, he's allowed to do. He shouldn't be doing it, but he's allowed, because the Lord ain't doing nothing yet. Just like with the king of Assyria, you know, all the things happened, and the king of Assyria, he thought he was about it. You know what I'm saying? He had the Jacob descendants underneath his feet, kicking him in the teeth. You know? And he was bawling, probably taking a piss on them too. You know, like, drink my piss. And they had to do it. But once that time came, the Most High destroyed them so hard, he didn't even know what the hell was going on at that time. He was in another dimension. Verse 16, therefore shall the Lord of hosts, send among his fat ones leanness. Basically, he will starve you to death. And under his glory he shall kindle a fire, like the burning of the fire, like a fire. And the light of Israel shall be for a fire, and his Holy One for a flame. And it shall burn and devour his thorns and his briers in one day. So all the power that they had, because the thorns and briers are actually, for example, can you run through a bush with thorns and briers with your shirt off without hurting yourself? No. Well, that's the defense of the heathen nations upon this planet Earth. They're so powerful that they're actually thorns and briers, which is very dangerous for the Jacob descendants, and especially if you're a sheep with lamb hair. You can't just go up in the briers and thorns. You're going to get stuck. And the Lord said, we're the sheep upon the planet Earth, but I look like a wolf. I'm a sheep in wolf clothing. I scare the stuffings out of people. Not on purpose, man. You know, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. But I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes I actually do look like a wolf. You know what I'm saying? Which is funny as hell. Because I'm supposed to be the sheep, right? I look like a wolf. Kind of scary. Anyway, so it says here, Isaiah, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 18, and shall consume the glory of his forests and of his fruitful field, both soul and body, and they shall be as when a standard beareth fainted. You're gonna be like when a standard faint, and you know a standard ain't no weak thing. So a standard is like a diagonal post of wood against the door, and then you are on the other side trying to get in. So you're beating on that door, but the standard is diagonal, so it's gonna hold your stupid ass. But anyway, once that thing snaps, it's gonna be a real snap too, and the door is gonna break open harder than it ever been broken open before. You know what I'm saying? Just like a girl that's a virgin, and you coming up with that big tang and you bust it open like, what's she gonna do? She gonna scream. After that, she gonna get into it. But anyway, that's a whole another story. But that standard that's blocking the door is gonna be a that standard that's blocking the door. Even that standard that's blocking the door, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna snap, click, and that's gonna be Esau and his defense and stuff like that, because he's the modern day Assyrian right about now. Just like in the book of Nahum chapter 3, the modern day Nineveh is America, and of course the other lands of Esau and stuff like that, places in Europe and all these type of places, even Australia, right? All these places where Esau is at, right? So it says here, the book of Isaiah chapter 10, verse, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 19. And the rest of the trees of his forest shall be few, that a child may write them. Yeah, man. It's going to be so less that a child is going to be able to count it. Because children can't count. They're stupid. No, I'm kidding. Children can't count. Well, nowadays, children are stupider than normal because they're in the 8th grade. They can't spell. They can't look at analog clocks and stuff like that. That's because the school system is on purposely failing them, which is funny as hell. Esau is falling on all kind of ways, man. He's falling morally. His standards is low, you know. Standard for a female. You got females on OnlyFans and still dudes lining up trying to marry them. Okay. You see, you ain't from the 90s, man. If you was from the 90s, you would know better. Take care of yourself and find yourself a girl that hasn't been run through by like 1,500 men or some stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? 150 dudes then basically plowed your wife, and now you're marrying her. You're an idiot. But that's the status that Esau is in right now. He programmed these little young dudes to basically accept a girl that has been accepted by like 50 other guys. Come on, man. Hey, why would you do that to yourself? Do you even love yourself, man? I don't even love myself, but I love myself enough not to get a girl that has 50 boy dicks in it. Why would you do that to yourself? That same mouth, you gotta kiss your kids. With that same mouth, you're gonna have that woman kiss your kids? She been with 50 dudes before you? Come on, man. With that filthy mouth? You must not love your kids, man. You don't love your kids like that. You know? If you allow that in the house, you know? Female like that should be like dogs. You ain't entering the house. I ain't letting no dog in my house, man. That shit is unclean. Dogs outside. You know? In this country, I wouldn't even want to keep a dog. Because you got to keep them inside. Hell no. In my own country, I got dogs. But they ain't coming in the house. I'll bet your ass that. And they know better too. They stand in front of the door knowing that they can't get in. Well, that's how you're supposed to treat an OnlyFans girl. You ain't coming in my house. Stay out there. You're dirty. Actually, you're filthy. I like dirty chicks. I don't like filthy chicks. Fucking filthy. You're disgusting. Now it says here. I just read limitation. Right. So, read it again. Lamentation chapter 4 verse 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away captive into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Isaiah chapter, I already read that by the way. Let me read it on. Isaiah chapter 10 verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as were escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote him. And we are staying upon him that smote us right now. Actually, we're how you call that thing again? We're being sustained by our enemies, the ones that smote us. Hey, what you doing, man? We're being sustained by the ones that actually smote us, right? Because that's what I was talking about earlier. That basically we're being watered, fed, housed, schooled, policed by our enemies, Esau. We don't have a standing army as Jacob descendants, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos. What's the standing army that we have? The only thing that we're doing is joining their forces and stuff like that, joining their workforce. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a business, you got to work with them. And what about the Jacob descendants? We ain't working with each other because the Most High put us down like that. You know what I'm saying? But He's waking us up, and what we're doing is we're actually looking at these heathen nations that are doing the so-called prosperity thing and stuff like that. But we're waiting for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai because He's gonna set us up. You know? But we're waiting for it. You know what I'm saying? So it says here, yo, the things that females do when the sun is out here, man, it's crazy. Anyway, so I'm not even going to say anything. So it says here, verse 20, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. But shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. That's going to be our stability, man. Because nowadays, what is our stability? If Esau basically pulled the rug out from underneath your feet, you done for it, man. You done for in this so-called society. Who you leaning on, actually, right? You can't lean on yourself. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. One way or another, you're gonna have to be leaning on the government for some form of help. For example, you want a business, you need to go and get yourself a certificate, like a permit. Like I said, you can't just start a business, man. If you just start a business out of nowhere, all of a sudden you're gonna have tax people pulling up to you, like talking about, like, where's my money at? What do you mean, where's your money at? That's some extortionate shit. But then again, this is their society, so yeah. Like the Lord said, whose face is on that money again? Is it yours? No, it's theirs. Give them their money. It's still irritating, the fact that we know this, you know? That shows you also that we don't control anything. So, going on, Isaiah 10 and 21, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power of Yahweh. Only a small portion of our people are going to return to where we came from, man. The rest basically is just going to die. Once that World War III is going to shock them up real good. You know? It's going to shock them up real good. Because a lot of the Jacob descendants, they're stupid enough to go and join the military. Yeah, go ahead, good sucker. They're going to haze you too, you know? Friendly fire. Right? So you're a sucker if you join them. Because the war is coming. Do you think I'm going to fight for them? Are you mad? You got to be real stupid to go in the military just because of the benefits, knowing that these motherfuckers be looking for war every chance that they get. You're gonna have to go somewhere to go shoot people in their land that haven't done anything to you. You got to be a real idiot to follow after the money. Just because the military is finna pay you some stuff, they're gonna inject you with some stuff too, because you're a puppet. And you have to say, yes, sir. That's all I'm gonna say, yes, sir. Right. A real idiot. Anyway, so it says here, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 22. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness. Whereas Yahweh, the power of hosts, shall make a consumption, even determined in the midst of all the land. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, of my people that dwelleth in Zion, be not afraid of the Assyrians. He shall smite thee with a rod, and shall lift up his staff against thee, after the manner of Egypt. The modern day Assyrians are the Edomites, man. So this already happened in that time, and it was compared to the Egyptians. That was also whipping the Jacob descendants, and Esau been doing the same thing too. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Egyptians, just like the Assyrians, Esau been doing that. But it's about time that Jacob descendants are waking up right about now. And just like Django, you're gonna grab that thing and hold it like, man, where you hitting? Don't hit him back yet. Once that spiritual power come, then we about to hit. Verse 25. For yet a very little while, and the indignation shall cease. So the righteous anger is going to stop. That's what the Lord said, man. And we're waiting for that day. It's kind of stopped now to a certain degree, but on a physical form, you know, they ain't just touching you and stuff like that. You know, certain, I don't know. But certain parts they are doing it, you know. But that's just certain places, you know. For example, like you know, a certain place in Texas or whatever. Stuff like that. So now it says here, Isaiah chapter 10 verse 25. For yet a little while and the indignation shall cease, and mine anger in their destruction. So the Most High is going to get him for that, by the way. And Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, shall stir up a scourge for him according to the slaughter of Midian at the rock Oreb. So the Most High is going to stir, he's going to cook up something, man. He's going to stir up something for the Edomites, man. All we need to do is wait for that power. Once that power comes, then we're going to be little hunters, man. I'm going to be like a hunter spider. You know how they hunt? You know how they hunt, right? They almost on a magical tip, man. But it's not no magic, man. It's power. You know what I'm saying? It's not no magic, it's power, man. Because the Most High created the spider to, hey, man, think about it. If a spider was your size, right? You'd be scared to death, man. You would pray to the Lord that you wouldn't meet a spider in the forest, man. I'm talking about them little spiders. They ain't got no web. They hunters. They're walking around looking for food, basically looking for things to kill, right? Basically, that's how the Jacob descendants are going to be at that time, because they're going to run around with superpowers, like those little crab, how you call them things? That was a like them little crab spiders, man. Those little hunter spiders. Like I said, they ain't got no web. Well, they got webs, but they don't make a web and just wait boringly until the food just puts itself up in the web. They don't do that. You know what I'm saying? They actually go out there and actively seek their prey. Just like it says in the book of Isaiah chapter 40, verse 12. So it says, I'll start at 11. So it says here, behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish, right? So it says here, thou shalt seek them, and shall not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. So we're going to look for them in those days, man. We're going to actively look for them, man. The Jacob descendants are really going to go out about Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 16. They're going to go out and about and straight look for the enemies of Jacob, man. Which is the whole world. Anyway, even 2/3 of our own people. They finna get smoked first, because the Lord said so. He said, begin at my sanctuary. So the ones that know that they're Jacob descendants but sold out or whatever, took the bribe, the filthy lucre's sake, took some money to teach false doctrines like Caesar Borgia, and basically you can eat whatever you want and stuff like that. That's what they're teaching, which is a lie. Well, Those are the ones that finna get got first out of all the Jacob descendants. Those are the ones that finna get got first, man. Right? Because they're the ones that actually are causing a lot of souls to actually be destroyed. Right? So the Most High is gonna hop up on them through his men. Just like how he uses these heathen nations to actually do his work, his dirty work, his filthy work for him, he's gonna hire his men to do his beautiful, clean work, the dirtiness. God made dirt, and dirt won't hurt me. It's gonna hurt you. So it says here that what was I looking for again? I was looking for a scripture. Oh yeah, Jeremiah 51 and 19. It says here. It says the portion of Jacob is not Jeremiah 51 and 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. And I will break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers, and I will render unto Babylon to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith Yahweh. So he told Jeremiah that, and guess what? It is in our sight now with the evils that they're doing, because the Most High is exposed to them. He's making them bare. He's making them naked. He's lifted up the skirt. So a lot of these wickedness that they're doing, for example, behind the wall of Satanism, you know that the cartoon or series called The Wizard of Oz. Behind the curtain, there's a little old demon over there doing all this little satanic lion and stuff like that. Well, that's Hollywood. That's exactly what they're doing. It looks great, but that thing is a satanic pit full of liars. And that Wizard of Oz thing, when you pull back the veil, then you're gonna see Esau like, hey, that's you? That's you? I didn't know that was you. That was you? That was you? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Basically, that's how it's gonna go, man. You know, because that's what they're all about, lying to you. You know, and if they tell the truth, they got them snake tongues, so they're gonna tell the truth and a lie at the same time. So now you don't know what the hell it is. That's why Google got a lot of fact checks and stuff like that. You know, fact check. How you could check a fact? A fact is already a fact. There's no such thing as a fact check. It's a fact. It's already checked. What they're doing is they're playing with words, which comes over as you're stupid and they're not. Jeremiah 51 and 25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyed all the earth. And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and I will make thee a burned mountain. That's talking about governments, because a mountain doesn't do anything. That's why they have summoned meetings, because a mountain is a government. If you read the book of Zechariah chapter 8 verse 3, it will tell you that the nation of Jacob is the mountain of the Lord, the government of the nation of Jacob, the governing body, which consists first and foremost, which will consist of the 12 disciples of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And after that, it's going to be the 144,000. And before them, by the way, it's going to be Malak Dawat, King David himself. You know what I'm saying? Which is a dark-skinned man, if you didn't know. Right? So, and then you're going to have Yahushai above him. So it's going to be the Most High Yahweh, then Yahushai. According to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, it's going to be Yahweh, then Yahushai, then King David, then the 12 apostles, then the 144,000, then the 1/3, then the 2/3, and that's it. That's the governing body of Jacob. But the governing body itself is going to be Yahushai, well, Yahweh, of course, Yahushai, King David, the 12, according to Matthew 19, and then the 144,000, and then, you know, the 1/3 that made it. Those are gonna be basically the governors of Jacob, you know. And we're not gonna do any wrong, so we're not gonna be telling each other what to do and what not to do. Everybody's gonna know Yahweh Bashem Yashai, but there's going to be different levels of power, man. Just like how you have it right now. Do you think that I can run as fast as Usain Bolt? I'll get tired just looking at him. I can't play ball like LeBron. I just get tired looking at him like, okay, sure. You got your little blessing, little thing there, here, there, and stuff like that, you know?
Hello.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
You got your little blessing here, there, left and right and stuff like that. So there's going to be difference in powers and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Because not everybody's equal. Like I just gave the example. Can you step in the ring with Mike Tyson when he's 19 years old and you're 19? You're gonna get your ass. You're gonna get put on your back. You're gonna sit down, boy. Maybe you're gonna put on. You know, he's gonna sit you down somewhere, like a raging buffalo that is literally in a ring. You're not getting out of that ring. You know, if you're not a trained fighter. Even a trained fighter is gonna have. He's gonna send him on the ground. Mike Tyson, when he was 19, 20 years old, you can't fuck with him. You can try. Jeremiah 51:26. And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations. But thou shalt be desolate forever, saith Yahweh. And that destroying mountain is Esau. And he's going to be desolate forever. Because he's destroying the earth. And the Most High said that in the book of Revelation that he will destroy them that destroy the earth. Let me get that real quick. This is Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them that destroyed the earth. So who's destroying the earth? Esau's doing it. Chemtrails in the air that you breathe. You got GMO in the water, in the food that you eat. Fluoride in the water. Those are just one ingredient out of the many things. And with the chemicals, I didn't even give ingredients. There's so many things in there. There's aluminium and there's barium. And if you put those two together, it spells Baal. Aluminium and barium is very dangerous to the human health. Yeah. If you really want to die, breathe in barium and burned aluminium. See what happens to you. You're gonna die real quick, and you're gonna suffer too. And that's the same thing that they put up in the air, which is Baal. That's exactly what they're doing. So you can let that sink in. And also in the water, they put the same thing, but in small amounts, so that when you get sick, you're not really gonna link it to that. You're just gonna think like, oh, it's just some diseases. Meanwhile, you're being poisoned, man. You're not getting sick, you're being poisoned. Keep on eating that food from the grocery store and see what happens to you in the long run. All of a sudden, you start to get mucus and stuff like that. You'll be like, where does the mucus come from? Have you read the ingredients of the food? Well, if you check out a lot of these ingredients that they put in the food and you Google it, Google the word, and then you type behind it dangers, or you type behind it mucus. A lot of them are mucus creating things, viruses and stuff like that. Viruses. Yeah, man. Have you ever drank water and then after drinking the water, your throat gets so dry? It looks like when you're young, when you're small, and you in the back of the car, you stick your head out and you open your mouth, and your mouth starts to go dry because of the wind hitting your mouth, the inside of your mouth. Well, that's the same feeling that you get nowadays if you drink certain bottles of water. You get dry, man. It really, you know what that is? That's some calcifying shit, man. It's like the same thing that happens when you have a washing machine, and then you open it, and then you see all that white stuff, the caulk. That thing is the thing that you're drinking. The inside of your neck, your throat, looks just like the inside of a washing machine, right? That's what they're doing. So it says here, where was I again? Oh yeah, Isaiah chapter 41 verse 12. Thou shalt seek them and thou shalt not find them. even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. For I, Yahweh thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith Yahweh, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. And the mountains is talking about governments, man. So once that time comes, the Most High is going to endow his men with spiritual power from above. And what do you think we're going to be doing? Think we're going to be playing PlayStation with these people? No, man, it's going to be a hunting season. Like I said, a hunting crab ain't no joke. He ain't waiting around, because the Most High said in the book of Micah chapter 5 that they shall not tarry for the waters and stuff like that, right? Well, guess what? Once that little crab is on his hunting season, he ain't waiting. You got little crab, you got other spiders. They be making their little web over here, and they're just standing there for days on end, just standing still, hoping that somebody comes up in their web. Hunters is hunting, my man. You know what I'm saying? From the fishers unto hunters. Because now we're fishers of men, right? We're fishing for the elect of Jacob. It don't matter, because the Most High said prophesying to the wind, so we do that. It don't matter. Ezekiel chapter 2, sorry. And chapter 3. It don't matter if the Jacob descendants listen or not. It don't matter. As long as you're out here doing the work, how about Shemel sees you, you're just prophesying to the wind. It don't matter. Once that time comes, hey, once that power be split it from above on down, endowed, that's going to be war, man. It's going to be a war, right? Now Isaiah chapter 10 verse, let me see, 25. For yet a very little while, and the indignation shall cease, and mine anger and their destruction. And Yahweh the Lord of hosts shall stir up a scourge for him, according to the slaughter of Midian, at Rock and Mount Oreb, actually. And as his rod was upon the sea, so shall he lift it up after the manner of Egypt. So the Most High is giving you examples. He's giving you examples of what he did back in the days and what he's going to do again. Come on, man. It's going to be glorious, man. Because you're going to have the Jacob descendants with that brutish power, man. Walking around upon the planet Earth, ain't fearing no one. Man. Walking, chopping up bodies and shit like that, like they're chopping up weed or something like that. And I'm not talking weed about smoke. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about weed as in, weed. When you have a garden, you chop up the weed. In order for the vegetables and stuff like that to get their breath, catch their breath and stuff like that. To get the sunlight, you know what I'm saying? To catch the water. Because if you have weed, they're going to suck up all the water. And they're going to suck up all the sunlight. And then your vegetables and your fruits are going to die. And you don't want that. So you chop it up. And take that, and with the same weed, and you feed your cows and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then you feed your lambs and stuff like that. But actually they eat grass, but still, you just feed other animals. Or make a compost heap, and then you use that back up on the ground, so that the nutrients gets back up in the ground. Right? So Isaiah chapter 10 verse, let me see, 27. And it shall come to pass in that day that his burden shall be taken away from off thy shoulder, and his yoke from off thy neck. And the yoke shall be destroyed because of the anointing. And the Most High is doing the anointing right about now. Not in the physical form, but spiritually. Just like how we build in the spiritual temple of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai. The first temple was made by King Solomon. The second temple was made by Zerubbabel in 1 Ezra chapter 2. On down, of course. And also in the book of Ezra chapter 1, Ezra. And the other one I said was 1 Ezra chapter 2. Right? So in Ezra chapter 1, 2, 3, 4 and stuff like that, we was building the temple over there. And I think that Nehemiah is also the same type of time. But I need to double check that again. I need to read that chapter once more. But if I'm correct, it's talking about that. But don't quote me on that. You could check it out for yourself if you have the time, you know what I'm saying? So on that note, yeah. Right, so going on. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 28. He is come to Ayath. He is passed to Mirgan, Migron, at Michmash. He had laid up his carriages. They are gone over the passage. They have taken up their lodging at Geba. Ramah is afraid. Gibeah of Saul is fled. Well, you have Ramah being a nickname for Egypt. Wait, let me double check that, right? Because I don't think it was Ramah. I think it was Rahab. Rahab is a nickname for Egypt. Wait, let me get that too, just to prove you what I'm talking about. Rahab. Yeah, is Psalms 89 and 10. It says here, Psalms 89 and 10. Thou hast broken Rahab in pieces as one that is slain. Thou hast scattered thine enemies with thy strong men. So that's what's going to happen to modern day Rahab, which is Egypt. And another one is Psalms 87 verse 4. I will make mention of Rahab and Babylon to them that know me. Behold, Philistia, which is the Philistines, and Tyre, which are the Canaanites, with Ethiopia, which are the Cushites. This man was born there. Where? This man was born in what's it talking about again? Well, let me say something. Yahushai. This is the scripture that the Rasta people be using to justify their sick belief that Yahushua is born in Egypt. But they're wrong. But it was Rahab. Rahab is Egypt. It's a nickname for Egypt. Yeah, but that was not what I was looking for. I'm going to Isaiah chapter 10, verse 29 in the Blue Letter Bible. Isaiah 10:29. There's the thing again. Oh yeah, got it. Isaiah 10:29. I'm not filming you. You're wasting your time. They think I'm filming them. Meanwhile, the camera is on me. Isaiah chapter 10. I didn't want to go here. Wait. I want the classic one. Yeah, here. Isaiah chapter 10, verse. The hell? Have you ever seen the Chinese high? They already got the Chinese eyes. And then they high. It's a funny sight to behold. Behold, I'm talking like I'm in the scriptures or something. But anyway, Isaiah chapter 10, verse Ramah 29. Now the word Ramah means hill. And you know that the mountains and the hills are governments, right? So the Most High is going to destroy these little governments and stuff like that. Right? So I'm about to finish this up, then I'm done. So it says here, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 29. They are gone up from over the passes, they have taken up their lodging at Geba. Ramah is afraid, and Gibeah of Saul is fled. Lift up thy voice, O daughter of Galim, cause it to be heard unto Laish, O poor Anathoth. Makmena is removed. The inhabitants of Gabim gather themselves to flee. This basically represents all the heathen nations, their alliances and stuff like that. They're co-defendants. Basically, they're gonna get got. All the heathen nations that are down with Esau, all of them gonna start running and fleeing and gonna get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Verse 32, it says, as yet shall he remain at Nob that day. He shall shake his hand against the mountain of the daughter of Zion, the hill of Jerusalem, against the mount. Behold, 33, Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, shall lop the bow with terror. He's going to bring terror on you, like Job chapter 20 said so, right? So it says here, and the high ones of stature shall be hewed down, and the haughty shall be humbled. Yeah, the big guys, so-called the big fish in the water, they're going to get chopped up in pieces, man. They're going to be lopped up in pieces, man. That's what the Most High is going to be doing. Verse 34, and he shall cut down the thickets of the forest with iron, and Lebanon shall fall by the mighty one, which is Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because he's going to send Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shai to come and lop down Lebanon. You know what I'm saying? Because after understand, them Canaanites was up in that place back in those days, and those were the only ones that we couldn't beat. And there was some big ass fucking giants, man. We couldn't beat them. It was too big. Nowadays, Esau is that giant, but not in stature, like physical form. He's gigantic in the war department. He's gigantic in the war department. Because they got all these weapons and stuff like that. They got weapons nowadays, man. They just fling it at you like your head explodes or some shit like that, man. Some stuff like that. They got those type of weapons, man. They got laser beam. You saw that thing that Homelander does. Homelander from The Boys? When he does that eye laser thing, you can see people chopping up in pieces. Esau got those type of weapons, man. They've been got certain type of weapons in Panama. They use that.